Welcome to Aldia Private School English Virtual Classroom of Grade 7. Hello children, welcome to the class. The topic for today's lesson is informal letter writing. In this video, we will be dealing with informal letter writing, knowing what is an informal letter writing and its format. So let's get into the lesson. So, what is an informal letter? An informal letter is also referred to as a friendly letter. It is a personal letter written to friends or relatives. So, it is written in personal fashion. You can write it to anyone with whom you have a non-professional relationship. The informal letters have fewer formatting rules than the business or the formal letters. The letter can be used for some reasons like conveying message, news, giving advice, congratulating others, request information, asking questions, etc. It is a personal letter written to whom you are familiar with, like friends, siblings, parents, or any other closed one. While writing an informal letter, one can afford to be friendly and make use of personal or emotional tone. Let's look into the format of informal letter writing. If you see, there is no set format for writing an informal letter. There is a general pattern that people usually follow. So we will be looking at this pattern and certain tips on how to write effective and attractive informal letters. These can act as guidelines when you are drafting a letter. They are not hard and fast rules. So let's begin. The first one is the address. The first thing to write is your address, that is, the address of the writer. We usually write the address on the left-hand side of the page at the very top. The address should be accurate and complete. Even when writing to close friends or relatives, the address must be written so they can reply back to the letter without any discomfort. If the recipient of the letter is in another country, do not forget to write your country as well in the address. Next we have the date. Next, just below the address, we write the date. This allows the reader to have a reference as to when the informal letter was written. He can then relate better to the contents of the letter. The date preferably should be in expanded form. Next we have the greeting. Since you know the person you're writing to, the greeting can be informal as well. If it is a friend or someone close to your age, you can greet them by their first name, like Dear Alex. If you are writing to your relative, like your mother, father, aunt, uncle, etc., you may greet them as Dear Mom, Dear Uncle, etc. And if you are writing to an elderly person, someone you respect greatly, you can address them as Mr. or Mrs. For example, if you are writing a congratulatory letter to your teacher, it can be addressed as Dear Mrs. Alex. Now we have come to the introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph is the beginning of the actual letter. The introductory paragraph sets the tone for the whole letter. You might begin by asking the recipient about their well-being, or you may say that you hope the letter finds them in good health and great spirits. The opening of informal letters should be casual and comforting. It must not be formal and direct as in business letters. Next, we move on to the body of the letter. The letter overall should maintain a friendly tone, but you have to adjust the language and the wordings according to who you are writing to. With a friend, you can afford to be very casual, but if you are writing to an elder relative, you must be extremely respectful and considerate. Conclusion. Conclusion is the last paragraph of the letter. In the conclusive paragraph, sum up the reason for writing the letter. That is, summarize the letter. Say a meaningful and affectionate goodbye to the reader. And do not forget to invite the reader to write back or reply to your letter. This shows an intention to keep the conversation going. Lastly, we have signature. There is no one way to sign off informal letters. Since they do not follow a strict format, you may sign off as you please. So here are some commonly used phrases. Lots of love, best wishes, and kind regards. So dear children, in an informal letter writing, you don't have much rules and regulations, and the format is very easy, and it is a very friendly letter and which has a friendly tone overall. Children, I have attached 2 slides of sample letters for your better understanding. So please go through and do practice the letters. I have given some topics at the end, so try to practice writing letters based on those topics.